Hello, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington, and welcome to The Takeout. The Federal Reserve was created in the early 20th century to avoid runs on banks and the economic ravages that flowed from them. This was a big problem back then. In the decades since, it has taken on more tasks, the ones you've probably heard about: maximizing employment, taming inflation, and moderating long-term interest rates. As such, the Fed touches your life, as interest rates, of course, reverberate through all your accumulated credit and, of course, through the ledgers of those from whom you buy goods and services. Also, the dollar is the global reserve currency, and the independence of the Federal Reserve, our central bank, is also central, if you will, to its stability and investability. President Trump has been toying for weeks with the idea of firing Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, whom Trump first appointed in 2017. Yesterday, Trump asked a group of House Republicans privately if he should fire Powell. This trial balloon, of course, was leaked and was designed to apply maximum heat on Powell and the Fed Board of Governors to lower interest rates, as Trump has demanded for months. Stock market reaction today vacillated between fear and loathing to, oh, he's just kidding. About all this, we begin tonight with Nancy Cordes at the White House. Nancy, walk us through this rollicking day at the Trump White House, and I know they're pretty common there, with the future and the fate of Jerome Powell.
Well, Major, I think you set it up really well. You know, it's no surprise to anyone that Trump wants to replace Jerome Powell with someone who he thinks would be more aggressive about lowering interest rates. It's no secret that he has been toying with the idea of firing Powell, but he has always stopped short of actually saying that he would do it. And that changed last night because, according to our reporting at CBS News, he was meeting with a group of Republican lawmakers in the Oval Office on a different topic, and he waved around a letter that he had drafted firing Powell, and he indicated to those lawmakers that he was, in fact, ready to go through with it. And so that's what we reported this morning. Others confirmed our reporting, and the reaction from the financial world was immediate. As you pointed out, there was a dip in the stock market. The value of the dollar briefly went down as well until President in the Oval Office this morning said, no, I never suggested I was going to fire him. I just asked the lawmakers if they thought I should do it, and many of them thought I should, but I'm not going to. I'm more conservative about this than they are. So that is where things stand right now. The president still suggests that he could go through with it down the road, but he is not taking action right now. And of course, there is this open legal question about whether he even has the authority to fire the Fed chair, who runs this quasi-public agency. The Supreme Court has suggested that the president doesn't have that power, and the Fed chair himself has said flat out that he's not leaving, even if President Trump tells him to, until his term expires mid-next year.
Right. So if the president were to take this unprecedented, and I know that word is often overused in the Trump era, but in this case, I think it would apply, action, Powell would fight it legally, and then this would be a test case, and then we would have possible market volatility, not just here, but globally.
Right. All of this over someone who is already scheduled to leave their post in less than a year. So what we've heard from Republicans today on the Hill and even some White House officials is they understand that perhaps the juice is not worth the squeeze for the president in this situation. And that's before you even consider, Major, that the Federal Reserve Chair obviously has a lot of power to set the agenda, but he's not the only person at the Fed who decides whether to raise or lower rates. That is voted on by a team of 12. So even if he's gone, there's no guarantee the president is going to get what he wants.
With everything we need to know on this topic and more, Nancy Cordes, my thanks.